Have you ever had one of those days where you have an amazingly cool dream only to forget what it was a few moments later? Or perhaps I'm still in a dream within a dream. If I am, we should probably get on with today's lesson before I wake up. Today we're going to be creating a sketch illustration of Charizard from Pokemon. And by the way, since this is my dream, I'm seeing everyone hit that like button. Now in today's lesson, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the concept of composition and negative space. Now I'll discuss that a little bit later in the video. Let's start by blocking out the character. Use a side grip of our pencil, using the flat edge, let's block in the head. So at the very top of our page, let's move over towards the left side and sketch out a small circle. Starting from the very top, we're just going to work our way around using these short choppy lines. And then back up towards the top. Just reshaping out the circle as we go. And then from here, we're going to curve the spine coming down towards the bottom of the body. Let's start from the side of the head. Just going to curve out, round out the neck, and then come back over towards the left. And I'm just going to pull this out and then back down towards the lower edge of the body. Now we're going to sketch a large oval on the bottom of the spine for the lower torso. Let's start halfway down the spine. Just work our way out towards the left. Just round out the oval and then go back up towards the top. And then following the curve of the spine, we're going to overlap a small circle for the upper torso. So let's step up to sketch that circle. Going in, just over on top of the lower torso, and back up towards the top. Let's blend the circle and the oval together along the sides. So we're going to start on the left side. We're just going to curve down and out, just rounding out the side of the body. Go over towards the right, curve down, and then out. And then we'll add some thickness to the neck. Let's start with the back side. Starting from the side of the body, we'll curve this up, and then bend that in towards the side of the head. And then we'll thicken up the left side of the neck. We're going to start up here. I'm just going to go a little bit wider as we come down towards the top of the body. Now we stick the arms in along the side of the upper torso. Let's start on the left side. We're going to draw a small half circle for the shoulder, going out and then back in. Let's line this up on the right and do the same thing. Now we're going to pose out the arms. Let's start on the side of that shoulder. Start with a straight line going out towards the elbow. And then from the elbow, we're just going to sketch a small circle for the joint. Let's go over towards the right side. We're just going to angle the arm coming down, just drawing the same length that we have on the left. And then at the end, we'll sketch a small circle for the elbow. Let's bend the arms coming down. Starting from that circle, curve out and then down towards the wrist. Go over towards the right, go out and then down. And then at the end of the wrist, we're going to sketch out a slightly larger circle for the hand. Let's move down and block in the legs. Now the lower torso is going to be turned over towards the left side, so the left leg will get tucked in behind the body. So let's start on the side, curve the thigh going out. It's going to round out the knee and then pull that in towards the side of the body. And then the right leg is going to sit on top of the body. Let's start from the bottom of the spine. Just going to curve up and then out towards the hips. And then going back to the bottom, we'll curve the leg coming down, rounding up the knee, then going back up towards the top. Now the leg is going to be bent back, so the feet are going to come out in behind the thigh. So let's start at the bottom. Just going to curve the foot going out. We'll round this out and pull that up underneath the body. Let's do the same thing over on the right. Starting at the bottom on the inside, curve the foot coming down, rounding this out, and then going back up. Let's bring the tail over from the right side across the front. So we're going to start at the top of the leg, curve the tail going out, round this out around the foot, and then go up on the left side. And then we're going to thicken up the tail. Starting from the tip, just going to go a little bit wider as we come across. Just going to cross over the foot and then back in behind the thigh. Let's go back up to the top and layer the wings in behind the body. So we start on top of the shoulder. We're going to start with a straight angle line going up and out towards the left. Go to the right side and do the same thing. And then we'll curve the wing going up towards the top. Start back on the left, curve out, and then up. And do the same thing on the right. Now early in the video I mentioned the importance of creating a strong composition by paying attention to the negative space. Now this is the area around our character that creates the silhouette. So rather than folding the wings in behind the body, we're just going to pull these out to define the bottom edge. So let's go back to the top. Just going to curve the wing going out, down, and then in. And then we'll take that curve and flip it over on the right side. So we're going out, rounding out the wing, and then pulling that in. Let's add a bone inside the wing. We start from the tip, so we curve this out, and then down towards the arm. Do the same thing on the right, going out, and then in. And then to enhance the silhouette, we're just going to curve the bottom of the wing. Let's start from the tip, curve up, and then pull that down toward the bottom of that bone. And then we'll create another point coming in behind the arms. Let's start back on the left. Just going to go up, and let's go through the arm and then down. Do the same thing on the right. And we'll just pull this up and in behind the body. Now with our building blocks in place, we're going to add a second level of detail. Let's start with the head. We're pointing the head over in a 3/4 position towards the left side. So we want to find the center seam. Let's start from the very top of our circle. Just going to curve this out towards the left, almost towards the edge, and then pull that back down towards the bottom. And then we'll find the center of the head going from left to right. So right out here, just going to curve down, and pull that back up on the right side of our circle. Now we're going to shift the muzzle over towards the left side. So let's start from the side of the head. Just going to curve this out, round out the muzzle, coming down, and then we'll just pull that back up. And then from here, we're just going to curve out and up towards the corner of the mouth. And then we'll open up the jaw, starting from the corner of the mouth, and curve out towards the left, and then down. Move over towards the left, just underneath the muzzle, follow that same curve, going out and then down. Close off the bottom with a slight curve. And then we'll block in the lower jaw, starting from the bottom corner, curve up, and then out towards the right side. Now we're going to move back up and add some shape to the top of the muzzle. We're going to start on the left side, and curve down the middle, and then back up. Let's just blend the outside coming down, and then from the inside, curve out and then down with a short line. Now our eyes are going to sit along this guideline. So from the center, we're going to step over towards the left, curve the eye going up and out, move over towards the right, curve the right eye going up and then out. Now let's curve this down and in towards that bottom line. Now we're going to add some shape to the upper brow. Starting from the outside, curve up and in. Just going to pull that in and then down toward that center line. Now we're going to do the same thing over the right eye, going up and out. Just curve this down around the eye towards that center guideline. Now there's two horns that go out above each brow. So we're going to start on the left. So we're going to curve this up and out. Go on top of the right brow and do the same thing, going up and then out. And then we'll just taper that back in towards the top of the head. So it gets a little bit wider as you come back in. Now we're going to move back down and add some thickness to the arm. Let's start from the top of the shoulder. Just going to curve the arm going out and then down towards the outside of the elbow. Do the same thing on the right. Then from the elbow, we'll curve the forearm coming out and then down towards the hands. And then we'll draw the inside of the arm. Starting from the bottom of the shoulder, curve up and out towards the elbow, curve out and down towards the hand. Let's add some detail to the hands. We're going to start with the thumbs. Start from the inside of the hand, curve the thumb coming in and then out, round up the tip of the thumb and go back up. Let's do the same thing on the right, curving in and then out. Round out the tip of the thumb and then come back in. And we'll curl two fingers around the outside. Starting from the wrist, curve out and then down. We'll round out the finger and then go back up. Now you want to tuck the last finger in behind. So you're going to start at the bottom, come down, round out the finger, and then go back up underneath. And then to close off the inside of the hand, we're going to start from the outside, curve the hand going up, and then back down in behind the thumb. Let's add 3 claws along the bottom of the feet. We're going to start on the inside edge of the foot. Just going to follow that same curve coming down. Just going to extend that out, and we'll draw on the first claw. We're going to curve this up, and then back down towards the bottom of the foot. Let's do the same thing on the right. Coming down, then across, curve up, and then back down. Let's add 2 more claws on the left side. We're going to start at the bottom of the foot, come down and then out. We're going to go up towards the top of the claw, and then bend that back down. Let's do that again. Coming down and out, go up, and then down. And then from the top of the last claw, we'll curve the outside of the foot, going up and in behind the leg. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from the outside of the first claw, come down and out, go up, and then back down. And then again, we're just going to draw on the outside of the foot, starting from the top of the claw, curve up, and then in behind the leg. Now let's move back up and draw that patch in the center of the body. We're going to start from the outside of the body, curve up towards the top of the oval. We're just going to bring that down on the right side towards the top of the leg. And we just want to blend this in, coming down and in towards the inside of the thigh. Let's carry that patch along the inside of the tail, starting at the top, curve this out, and then just blend in towards the top of the tail. Now that we have a fairly good representation of our character, we're going to go in and lightly erase some of these initial guidelines. Now my favorite part of the drawing process is adding the detail. So we're going to use the tip of our pencil. I'm going to start with the face area first and start adding some detail and shape as we go. I'm also going to round out the tip of the horns, so it's not so sharp. I'm also adding the fangs along the top and bottom of the mouth. Then also layering the tongue in behind. So we're just going to start with that center seam, going out and then down, stepping up to create an overlap, go up and then down towards the tip of the tongue. Just round this out, go up and back over towards the right side. And we'll go in and darken up the inside of the mouth, working our way around the teeth and the tongue. And also going back and adding the iris and pupil. Adding a small highlight along the top. And drawing a small circle in behind the pupil. And then we'll fill the inside. And from here I'm just going to work my way down towards the bottom of the body. You can see that I'm just tracing out the contours of my initial sketch, just adding a little bit more shape and just creating some overlaps along the wrist and the joints. Now right here, I'm going to decide to overlap the tail on top of the foot. So I'm just going to go across. And up towards the tip. And also going back and just erasing out those claws. Now we're going to go back and add that large flame along the end of the tail. So using the flat edge of our pencil, we step back up, curve up, and out, and we'll just bend that up and in. Let's create a point, going out and down, go up, in, and then back out. And then from the end, we're just going to curve this back around and out, pull that down. We're going to create another point, going up and out, taper that back in and down. And we're going to create a few more points along the bottom of the flame. Out and up, down and in. Let's create one more. Just pull that in towards the bottom of the tail. And then we'll go back and trace that flame with the tip of our pencil. Let's add that thick ridge around the outside of the wing. So we're going to start on the left side. Just going to trace the contour, going out. I'm just going to bend that out towards that joint, and round this out, and go up towards the top. And we'll do the same thing on the right, going up and out, round out the inside, and then pull this all the way up towards the end of the wing. Let's add a point coming in from the top of the wing. So from here, just going to curve this up and in. Now I want to create a point up in this area. Just going to round this out slightly, go out towards the outside of the wing, and then down. I'm also going to create a bend on the outside of the wing. So about halfway down, it's going to change the direction, coming down and then in. And from here, we'll just bend this down and in. And then we'll thicken up the inside edge of the ridge. Starting from the tip, just going to taper this so it gets wider as we go up. And bend that in towards the top. And then we'll follow these curves back in towards the body. Now this bone that we created in the center of the wing is going to act like a fold. So let's start from this tip. Just going to follow that curve going out. And we're not going to go all the way up towards the top. Just going to stop right about there. Just going to blend into a curve coming in towards the ridge. Just pull that down. And we'll add another fold along the outside, starting from the top, curve in, and then just blend that out. Now at this point our drawing looks pretty flat, so we want to create some shape by adding some tones and shadow. So let's add an even tone along the inside of the wing. Using the flat edge of our pencil, just going to darken up the inside of the wing. And also adding a little bit of darkness to the outside of the iris. You don't want to go too dark. Go all the way around and up towards the top. Now this thick ridge around the outside is going to cast a shadow along the inside edge of the wing. So start with a darker shade on the top, and then we'll just blend that out as it comes down. We'll just work our way around the outside and inside of the wing. And we'll also add a shadow along the outside of that center bone. Starting off a little bit darker along the top, and then just fading that out as it comes down. Let's continue to add some shadow along the underside of the body. Starting off a little bit darker along the bottom edge, and then just fading that out as we go up. Also darkening up the top of the tongue. And then we'll go back and add the claws to each of the fingers. And as we get near the end of our drawing, I'm just going to clean up some of my lines and add a little bit more detail. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Charizard from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.